All right, folks, from the West Coast to the East Coast and everything in between, folks. My light ain't on. Hold on there. There you go. I'm back, folks. Sorry about that. Like I said, folks, from the West Coast to the East Coast and everything in between, folks, you are live with Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast hip hop. And I'm sitting here running in the dark, but I'm all right. Give me 1 second there. And this is how we do it every Thursday. Forgive me, folks. I was just doing another show a minute ago, and I forgot to turn something on. But it's all right, though. Hey, look here, folks. You're live with Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast hip hop. I do this every Thursday, every Tuesday and Thursday. Tuesday with my man Dusty Vision, and Thursday I bring on a guest. I bring on a guest from the show. Some people are from hip hop. Last week I had my boy Reggie Wright from the Compton PD on the show. Today I got a brother from another part of my life that y'all may not know about. Y'all know I've been running hip hop clubs and hip hop forever. But there's another side of Lonzo y'all don't know nothing about. Most of y'all don't. Some of y'all may not. Do y'all know Lonzo runs strip clubs too? Yeah, Lonzo runs strip clubs. Lonzo has run strip clubs since 1984. But not the strip club that you think I run. I run Mel Exotic strip clubs. Yes, I've been doing this since 1984. It's been one of my featured nights at one of my clubs from time to time. And the last 10 years at the Eve After Dark, one of the main things we did was Mel Exotic. Great business, great money, great fun, but I got tired of it. And I moved away from it. But in anything that you do, sometimes you develop relationships with different people. And some people you kind of gravitate towards, some people trying to gravitate towards you. And the brother on the show today is one of the dancers that used to be at the Eve After Dark, or Eve After Dark, boom, 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 whatever you want to call it. And this brother has elevated to the next level. He is now a producer on a BET show called All the Queen's Men. I'm going to bring on my partner, my young partner, mentee, Mike Prophet Strong. What's up, Mike?
What's up, OG? How you living, man?
Man, I'm doing fantastic, Doc. Sitting here just trying to make sure everything is in order here because I kind of was out of pocket for a hot second there. I'm back together now. How they treating you over there, man?
I mean, they treat me good, man. It's been a ride, man. Definitely since the show came out, and the whole process of the show, and just just taking that leap of faith, in that transition from Mel Exotic. A lot of people don't know I had been acting years prior to Mel Exotic, but I kept my foot in there. Like, people don't know, like, Mel Exotic was actually like my side gig. Mel Exotic was my side gig, but I treated it like a full time in between gigs in the acting world. And during, like, being that there wasn't as much acting stuff like really popping like that as consistently, the Mel Exotic was really kind of took over. And then from there, I just kind of like combined the two, because I actually had a clean show. Like, and the guys that taught me how to do Mel Exotic had clean shows. So it's like, versus a lot of people think with this Mel Exotic, Alonzo, they think it's, oh, these niggas out here showing pipe and all that. Nah, we was actually putting together performances.
Well, that's one thing. I never had to pull you off the stage or get on you by showing your nuts, whatever the case may be.
Style, man.
Let's back in for a minute, Mike. You're an actor first, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I know you work with Tyler Perry and some other folks. Who all have you worked with, man?
Oh, man. Well, I'll give you this most recently. Just worked with Patricia Cuffrey Jones, Tawana Braxton, in a new movie called Christmas with My Ex, that'll be coming out later on this year. But in the past, I've worked with plenty of people. I went on 3 tours with Jakarius Johnson Entertainment.
Plays, right?
I was on tour with Snoop. I was on tour with DeBrat, LaToya Luckett, Kyla Pratt, Vivica Fox. Major shout out to Vivica Fox, because she paved the way for just believing in me as an actor. So she reached out and gave me some of those first opportunities on a national stage. Also national commercials with T-Mobile. Constant things. I worked with a lot of people in the NFL, with Damian Thomas and Brian Urlacher, Don Shula, on Nike commercials. I've been doing this for a long time. You know what I'm saying?
And meanwhile, you found time to get busy at the Boom Boom Room from time to time.
Yes, sir.
How did you get into? Why you think you had to?
Well, this is what happened. Honestly, my story is like extremely organic. Like I was moving back from New York. I was doing stage plays. Shout out to my boy Brandon Rainey, who was giving me my first opportunity on stage at that time. And I was doing these stage plays, and I see my homeboy Leo. I really didn't know him like that at the time, and he used to always come up with these big fat nuts of bread. And I used to be like, yo, but I didn't know him like that, and I didn't want to just be like, bro, what you do? So I was moving back from New York. I made a decision to come back because I was living in the Bronx, so 221st in Bronxwood off the 2 train. And the weather was crazy, and I just needed to come home. So I called Leo up, and I was like, Leo, like, bro, what do you do? He was like, I dance. I was like, what you mean, like a stripper? He said, watch your mouth. He said, nah, I do Mel Exotic. He said, what I do is I put together performances to cater to the ladies. You know what I'm saying? We woo and you know what I'm saying? We dance for them, like we just something professional for them. And I was like, dope. So he brought me to Charlie's down there on Florence and Crenshaw with Mr. Charlie Bell. And from there, I got that small stage, small intimate. I knew I was in it, but I was in the den of the wolves. It was where it was at. Like we was off of Florence and Dime Ave. I'm like,
Yes,
yo,
sir.
this is the shit Nick be talking about. But I got to know the chicks from the set and from all over. And this is just how they rock. And Mr. Bell was straight up, Edmund straight shooter. You know what I'm saying? The guys, everybody was straight up. It was like every man for himself would just come with that shit. Met Minaj helped give me my name. I came up with Prophet, and then from there, everybody on the streets was calling me the problem. And then from there, that's when I had met you. I started building my name up at Charlie's, and then organically, the next step up in the game, because Charlie's was only a Sunday night thing.
Okay.
You had what you guys had with Dave and everything over there. My name started building, and then boom. So I went over there, and we was downstairs at the Boom Boom off Avalon and El Segundo. Jamaica, Skills, Lynette, Lachelle, she was the MC. We had the DJs over there. We just had Squad. Booyah was over there. That's why I met like a lot of those guys, built up my popularity there. Boom, and somebody was like, bruh, they want to holler at you about the track. And then from there, me and my boy Slam was the last 2 recruited at the right track. And then during a lot of that stuff already, I was already, transitioning. I had auditioned for Vivica's Black Magic. And then we booked that. We ran that course, you know what I'm saying? That Slum Ass production that was involved in that destroyed that. We had the show. They got that mockery of Vivica's Black Magic in Las Vegas. And you know what I'm saying, shout out to the dancers that I know personally that's just getting a bag because that production ain't shit. Just call it what it is. And then from there, boom, just start really building up my name in the industry. I worked with Britney Spears. I worked with, you know what I'm saying, these people because they was biting this Mel Exotic. And then one day I got a text. Somebody hit me on IG and was like, somebody's interested in hiring you for as a producer on so and so. I was like, what the fuck is this about? But I replied to it, and I hadn't been on IG in a minute. And so I got back on there, and so it turns out it was Miss Elon Johnson. Miss Elon Johnson was one of the executive producers. If you check the credits, she's one of the other producers on the show. Then from there, I got to meet Michelle Sneed, DeAndre Short. Then from there, the man himself, Mr. Perry. We worked a lot from home during the pandemic. I was rereading scripts, working with, you know what I'm saying. Shout out to Christian Keys for telling that story with Ladies Night, because it ultimately started from a book, an idea, and he had been pitching it around and doing his due diligence on Mel Exotic. So you got to give a lot of credit to Christian Keys for like having that mindset to even, just based off of one experience that he had. So from there, I helped him. I created a 10-point presentation about what is Mel Exotic, because people always do this Mel Exotic shit, Lonzo, and we already know they make a mockery out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Imagine somebody trying to tell your story at N.W.A. and they ain't never even been to the hood. You know what I'm saying? They never been to Avalon, El Segundo. They ain't never been, you know what I'm saying, in the trenches where this shit really at. And they don't know nothing about the lifestyle. They get in the game twisted. You know what I'm saying? And so I was able to bring that realness of how women react to exotic entertainers, how entertainers react to women, how there's a thin line between getting your ass fucked up and just being cool in the club. You know what I'm saying? There's a thin line between getting set up by a chick and getting your ass killed, or just not having your eyes open. I learned a lot. I'm born and raised in the Bay. I tell people in a heartbeat, I became a man in LA. because you had to figure this shit out. Working with you, figuring it out. You know what I mean? So
What's the best part about the Metal Exotic game for you?
the best part about the Metal Exotic game for me, I'm a person. I love repetition. You know what I'm saying? I love being able to perform and create performances and be able to perform them as freely as I could. You know what I'm saying? Without those like limitations, and to see the dope thing about the platform that y'all provided for us. Like if I wanted to bring a motherfucking motorcycle up there to the second floor, y'all probably would have said, "Fuck it," as long as y'all get that motherfucking ends out here by 1:30, because I ain't making no money past 1:30. Ain't that right, Lonzo?
That's goddamn right.
But you know what I'm saying? And so it was like it was for a long time it was my playground. But it's also something that it was one of them games you actually got for a moment in your time, for a moment in your life, you learn some of the most valuable life lessons because you got caught up in the phase. Like I swear to God, there was a phase that I was in. It's like you got so much money coming in. I mean, you stacking your safe with bands. You know what I'm saying? You able to actually get your life in order and stuff like that. And then you start to grow the, like you don't realize, wait a minute, this is all dependent on somebody though.
Mm.
Damn, hold up. Let me look at this shit a little different. So now I have some intellectual property, just like Derek Gray says. Now I got something that you wish you knew about, but you can never really fully find out about it unless you was in it. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? And so that's now my approach to the Mel Exotic. Haven't danced in years. I still rock parties. I still keep my boys employed. I got Masterpiece hired. I got Fatal hired. Bolo hired. I got our seamstress who makes our outfits in the Mel Exotic industry. She's the one that made all the outfits in all the Queen's Men.
So you
You know,
change your
also,
lives in.
yeah,
You change your
yeah.
lives.
And it
That's a
wasn't
good
like,
thing,
you know what
Doc.
I'm saying? It wasn't just doing my job though. It wasn't like no, it wasn't like Lonzo, we've talked. Let's just keep it 1,000. We've talked, and it's when you're doing this particular type of job as a producer, no matter what the title is, consultant, whatever, I mean, to do your best job is to see the best show. And if you don't give your all to it, I only wanted them to have the best. I didn't want them to make a mockery of Mel Exotic. I wanted them to understand, you know what I'm saying, the body language that we have behind some shit people may say. And I want to know what, you know what I'm saying, what it is to be tuned in. But what really surprised me is the fact that how well Eva did and how she really reminded me of the stories that they would tell me about Lynette. So it was it was a trip because and it was like here it is. I know Lynette. Shout out to Lynette Baker. You know how that makes sense. This is like damn, even like because Lynette was controlling. You know what I'm saying, that club. Like remember like we talked about how that was the club that you was running. Then your album that came out with Wrecking Crew, correct?
Right. Well, we already had a single. I just got called to go on tour. That's all. I had another opportunity.
I mean, it was just a space and opportunity that whichly aligned and gave Lynette an opportunity to shine. And when it gave her an opportunity to shine, I'm like second generation of that because I come after all of that. And then I came after that when it actually went from upstairs to downstairs back to upstairs. And then by the time it was upstairs, that's when I came. You see
Okay.
what I'm saying? And by then I had already missed that wave, but she started to hear about me, and she and we started throwing events in Lancaster.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I got an opportunity to really, really work with her, you know what I'm saying, just by word of mouth. You know what I'm saying? That's just to show you how dope the Mel Exotic is because it's really a face to face business. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
So, you know,
You know, I was in the game since 1984, Doc, and we just spoke about this on a project that you involved that you brought me in on the history of like the history of Mel Exotic. And it's funny, man. Ain't much happened in L.A. that my ass ain't been involved in. And Mel Exotic was one of those things. And when we first brought it to L.A. from Culver City, we used to go out to pass out flyers, and brought Mel Exotic from Chippendales to the back of the boom boom room downstairs in the back. We only had 10 dancers. We had 10
wow.
dancers, and it was called Cool in the Game. I'm sorry, Mr. Cool in his game. And it's the
Mr.
same,
Cool and his gang.
and his gang, right? That boy, I'm a master of that shit. Mr. Cool in his gang, and the commercials I would run on K Day would
Wow.
use Ladies Night. And every Thursday, that shit would be packed. But back then, packed for us in that little room was about 60 or 70 women, okay? Because we only used half of the boom boom room in the back. And we had
where the mirrors was,
where the mirrors were.
Mirrors in that
What
first, that
and
first
the benches around the back, right? That was the main room, and we yeah, and so we built the dressing room for that. Guys came out the dressing room, and back then they put on shows. They, some cats would come out as a cop or a doctor or whatever the case may be, and because we were back there, we knew the rules of Meta Exotic. But for some reason, the boom boom room always kind of, or the boom boom room, the Babylon room, Mr. Cool and his gang, whoever we dealt with, we always had a loose relationship with the rules. Okay,
yeah,
we we allowed things that most people didn't. Okay, guys pick the girls up and hump on them, and I mean shit that normally wasn't exact. That was a no fly at most places. You couldn't even touch them, and technically you're supposed to, but because I don't know, they just did, and it gave us a reputation. And like I said, like I told you earlier off screen, it was me and my bullshit antics that got it shut down. My shit got it shut down, not nobody else's. So I understand the bullshit that goes in the club because I was one of the first perpetrators of the bullshit that actually caused Meta Exotic rule to get shut down. So,
man,
huh?
it's part of the game, man.
Part of the game, Doc. You got to learn. You got to live and learn. So now time has changed, and back then it was a lot more fun for me. Like I said earlier, the girls was more my age. Nowadays, I'm working with people's kids and granddaughters. Okay, my mama told me to tell you hello. Who your mama? Oh shit. What's your last name, baby? Shit like that. Look at your eyes, girl. That kind of shit. Okay. So when you're dealing with third generation, because I was on that corner for like 40 years, man. So I'm dealing with people's third generation. I dealt with your mama, and I might have dealt with your grandmama, your mama, and now I'm dealing with you. Okay? Think about that, Doc. I was on that corner for 40 years. So when you got that kind of consistency, your lineage to family, and that's how a lot of shit got avoided. Because even when some of the guys would trip, oh man, my uncle said he know you. Yeah, he do. Okay. Oh man, all right, cool, no problem. So a lot of shit got squashed because of relationships. Okay. And because a lot of relationships, a lot of shit didn't jump off. You see what I'm saying? So it kind of got, because you're in that circle, it's like, this ain't no more fun for me. I can't do no dirt here, so I'm gonna do something else. Anyway, folks, that's just a little something. Another side to the military group.
That ultimate respect. Like even now, I tell you, even though like even back then, everybody had the ultimate respect. I remember the matter of fact, a year yesterday, I bullshit you not. 3 years ago yesterday, I take that back. 3 years ago yesterday, I threw my last party, and that was around the time that remember we had shut it down. Like it was like a couple months after that. That was it. It was done. I know it was real because remember I was having those rehearsals down there, and
right.
I'll go to the back. You come back there. Hey, look here, Doc. Yeah, man, that's about it. Yeah. After this one, probably a little bit more. See the man. He said, "Yep, that's it. No more of this."
That's it.
Yeah, have a good one. Make sure you have your motherfuckers out of here. Make sure the bitches you got that partner out.
You know what? When you think about Meta Exotic, man, you think about two things I noticed have changed dramatically. One, the pickup people. Okay? We never had pickup people back in the day. It didn't take much to pick up $50 on the floor. It didn't take no extra hands to grab $50. Nowadays, you had to buy extra trash bags, and that's somebody's job to rake up the money and put it in trash bags. This is no bullshit. I got pictures of parties where guys' ankles is up to their ankles in money, okay? And we're not talking about just in one spot. Literally, niggas' ankles is up to their ankles in money, and they got to walk out of there with 3 or 4 of my trash bags, and damn, they got to have a guard walking to the car.
Yeah, you got to literally. First off, you go out the back. You already had a car running, and you just head straight to the 110.
Okay.
Go straight to the 110. Go straight to the
Okay.
110, whether it be a hotel, whether it be a little stash spot, wherever. Yeah.
And casting, we never had that problem back in
A
the
lot of
day.
people don't understand that. It's lucrative as fuck if you do it the right way. But the truth is, Lonzo, I always said to myself, I remember I used to sit back and I used to really, really observe. There was a lot of shit I wasn't willing to do in the game, and everybody knew that. You know what I'm saying? Mike is just here. He's like, you can tell he's like temporary. Problem. He love to have fun. He want to make sure you enjoy yourself. You know what I'm saying? He wants you to tip his entertainment. That's what they would say. And I said to myself, no, it's bigger than this. Like I said, I can make $1 million in this. And that has been my goal. Not to make $1 million in it, dancing, performing, whatnot, but like there's a way to monetize, like create, because right now a genre is being created. And like just like you got 1,000 cop shows, just like you got 1,000 firefighter shows. Now it's gonna be like you got P Valley, you got all the Queens men. Let's see what comes next. Now
Right.
you got all these you've been having these documentaries, but you, honest to God, I'm gonna be real with you, and this is no diss to anybody that's been on anybody else's documentary about Mel Exotic. See, right now, what's happening is the documentary that you're a part of now. We're doing something amazing. We're actually interviewing some of the best dancers in the business to ever do it, like historically. Like people known from here to Baghdad, people like Hennessy, which you know who Hennessy is because he's one of the ones who came from somewhere to go somewhere else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you'll find out that particular type of history in this particular documentary. You'll find the forefathers behind Mel Exotic, you, Bobby. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy that the world is just getting introduced to this about you. And you know what I'm saying? But we talk about multiple streams of income. Yeah, it was because it was heavy. The woman was in there drinking motherfuckers under the table. And they was paying them $10 and $20 for them drinks because baby girl at the bar, she was letting you have it. You understand what I'm saying? She was giving it to you. You know what I mean? You be in that business. Bent. Thank God for Lyft and Uber. But right now we got the documentary is called The Name of the Game. And for example, October 16th, we're actually doing, for anybody who's listening to this, October 16th, we're actually having the finale event for this documentary. And I'm going to start mentioning some names. And these names are what we would consider walking legends in Mel Exotic. People like the King Champ, people like Hennessy, so like Slam. We have Classic. We have Seduction ATL. We have D Fly. We have this, put like this. Any other dancer that you might want to see, just know the dancer that we have there will probably top that. Okay. And I tell you that just from entertainment wise. I'm reaching out to people that are in the game. Like some people right now that's killing the game right now is Mike Jones and Apocalypse. Shout out to Dynamite. These are the guys that are still keeping the game up right now for clubs and like doing what you were doing.
Right.
Doing what you were doing. Doing what Mr. Bobby was doing. Doing what Mr. Charlie was doing. Minaj is still MCing. Howie T, DJ Mike, DJ Booyah, Jamaica. Everybody's still giving those platforms for people to have this Mel Exotic. But what we're going to do, we're actually bottling up and giving that world an opportunity to see something through the lens of the people that are really doing it. Not just somebody trying to make a mockery of it, but showing you guys a light that you guys have never seen in Mel Exotic before. I'm going to tell you, it's the craziest thing, and it's been happening right in front of people's nose, and they never knew it was happening.
Never knew it was happening. It's a whole other world, folks. A whole other world. And yes, I was right there at the beginning of it. Let there be light. Let there be light.
Yeah.
So when does this show come on television? What days?
The show came well the night that we had my event that you came to, and I appreciate you coming and supporting that, man. I really appreciate you coming out for that premiere. It's on BET streaming. It's on BET Plus, excuse me, and you can just find it on All the Queens Men, starring Eva Marcel. Eva Marcel, she's homegrown too. She's from right here in LA.
Okay.
And she did a hell of a job. Like I just got to give it to her. You know what I mean? And this is only season 1. Shout out to my boy Bolo. Shout out to my boy Fatal. You know what I'm saying? Those two gentlemen did.
And also, my folks, my girl, what's her name? My girl, the body.
Oh, of course, Carter the body. Yeah.
Carter, yeah, Carter.
Yeah.
Me and Carter got got mutual friends, man. It's just amazing how small this game is, dude. Me and Carter got a lot of mutual friends. Before I met her, I knew Carter before she became a dancer.
Wow.
Okay, I forgot where I met her. I knew I see she looked familiar. Like I didn't trip because I've been in the club business forever. And then one of my other friends say, that's so and so. Oh, that's where the fuck I know her from. Damn, small world,
Yeah.
small world. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And and that's another part about the game that kind of tripped me out. The new game, I gotta call it the new game, is that we included studs. Okay,
Yeah.
which was something that we didn't do back in the day. Okay, and the crazy part about it is the studs and talking about competition. Some of the studs would give some of the best dancers, the best male dancers, competition on tips
Oh,
and
hell
and,
yeah.
and, and attendance. Okay,
Man, let me tell you something classic. Carter the Body, Dallas the Body, are just three that I can name off top. That Wet Dream, I'll put them up against anybody. Like, I don't give a just show wise, it ain't got nothing to do with the sex. It just has everything to do with the show. And I guarantee you, and it's in the realm of exotic entertainment. That's why I call it, like, when you talk about it as a neutral, exotic entertainment is really about to take like the stock is about to rise in exotic entertainment, because even what they doing with P Valley, you can't not mention P Valley. And understand, folks, it's no competition between. It's not a competition between all the Queens men and P Valley. It's like, yeah, it's like a hi, we're shining the light on something, y'all, that's really out here. And it's like, fuck all that competition shit. We not matching numbers. We not doing none of that. We just providing y'all with some grade A entertainment, and that's straight up. And Mr. Perry gave us an opportunity to show something really, really cool. And Michelle Sneed and DeAndre Short and Elon Johnson, they had something building that relationship with Christians in that story, and it has blossomed. It was today. It's not what it is today, what it was last year in March when we was doing this shit back and forth reading script. Christian was rewriting scripts, and you know what I'm saying, that the team was taking the advice that I was giving with particular characters and how to position them. You know what I'm saying? They took those notes and understood, okay, nah, she wouldn't act like that. She would act like this. Why? Because of this. It's like you turn the shit corny. But we had to put a little bit of popcorn on it for entertainment purposes. But for the most part, we staying in the realm of some real shit that can pop off. You know what I mean?
okay, I get that. Doc. I get that. You mentioned one classic
Yeah.
of all my favorite girls, my favorite girl dancers, Mocha. But classic is my number one. Classic can get some of my money. Okay.
I'm
Now
not
here,
gonna lie, man.
it show you how small the world is. I had met Classic at a body show. I was an MC for my partner's body show, and Classic was one of the contestants. And I'm talking to him, I'm kicking it with him, we hanging out, we kicking it. I'm feeling the vibe, I'm thinking, I'm vibing and shit. But I'm busy, so I really can't do nothing. And I saw her at the club. She said, "Hey, Lonzo." I said, "Who was this fine motherfucker talking to me?" And I didn't recognize her. Who is this fine motherfucker right here? Why she know my name? Oh shit! And it was. She said, "You interviewed me at the body show for my boy." I'm like, "That was you," and I got pictures with her. And I'm like, "Damn!" But that night, it was so many women there. It was just I didn't know what to do. But yeah, man. When I saw what she did on stage,
Hey,
she got my ultimate respect.
the tart. Hey man, my favorite move that she got is the tart, dog.
The tarp. Oh my god.
Tart. I put my hands up
The
when
tarp.
she did the tart. I said, "Goddamn!" I
The
said, "Look,
tarp.
hey, you better not come around me butt naked on payday."
Look, this sister does a complete shower show, and she got a slip and slide tarp that she used. Oh, I can't even describe this shit. But
October
she,
16th, folks. October 16th. Lock in with me. You can find me at Profit Profit PROFIT_the_problem on my page. Also, if you check out a couple of these super, look, put it like this, we're gonna put some links at the bottom of this thing and post,
okay.
and y'all need to go follow them. Not now, but right now. because this show, October 16th, I can guarantee you, if you've never experienced Mel Exotic, ladies, this is an opportunity for you to come out and experience what we consider professional Mel Exotic at its finest. You're going to get it the way it's supposed to be given. We're going to give it to you on a platter.
All right, folks. This is my man, Prophet the Problem, Mike Strong. Much love to you, Doc. I got to give a shout out to my boys in the chat room. Demetrius, Gangu, what's up, Doc? Brian. Who else we got here? Meek Marketing Live. Yeah, you got my email addresses right there. American Negro. I can't pronounce that one right there. Coroni Junket. Derek Mallory, always here. Much love to all my folks, y'all. Prophet, tell them where to find you one more time, Doc.
Where they can find me, MikeProfitStrong.com. 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 And I'm right there.
And that being said, folks, we out of here. Thank y'all for watching from the West Coast to the East Coast and everything in between, folks. You're live with Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast hip hop, from Eve After Dark to concerts in the park. That's how I do it, folks. I'm LIVE. Peace.
Peace.